it's wide open this year. Maybe not so much in the NFC, but I feel like the same way. With the Seahawks being the number one seed, I'm sure you as a Cowboys fan are looking at it like, damn. And us as Bengals fans, we looking at it as if we beat the Jets, if we tackle Colston Loveland, like all these things are happening, we really could be division. Not just in the playoffs, we could be hosting the game. Right. Like that game we lost against the Browns this past Sunday. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. The game against the Browns this past Sunday, I know we lost by a field goal, but we weren't playing for anything. If they really wanted to execute and we win that game, we end up 4-2 in the division and probably win it and host the game. And now we the only team that lost to the Jets but didn't fire a head coach. Life of a Bengals fan, man.
Your man's got tape on the Bengals owner, don't he? What's his name? What's y'all coach name?
Zach Taylor.
Zach
Taylor. He got tape on.
He got to.
He wanted him to own the Bengals.
Mike Brown, one of them loyal to a fault type dudes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true. Because he had your boy there forever without winning a playoff game.
Yeah, Marvin. 16 years.
Yeah. My expectations were low for us this year anyway. So when we traded Mike, I was out when we traded Micah. It was over.
He was already done.
Okay.
It's a wrap.
I
was over. I figured 8-8, just where we finished at 8-9, 7-10, somewhere like that.
I'm not mad at that at all. I'm not mad at that.
I don't trust Dak. I just don't trust him. Till that nigga go win a playoff game or go on a run, like I just don't trust. I'm the pessimistic Cowboys. I'm never going to believe we can win with that until he do it. I'm gonna doubt him all the way to that last drive of the play of the Super Bowl.
That's crazy because I'm not mad at Dak. I'm not mad at Dak at all.
Fuck that.
But I ain't got a roof for the fuck. Hey, I ain't gonna hold you, man. I knew something was. This might be fucked up. When he got knocked out in spring break when he was in college.
They was from the city. They was from Nashville.
There you have it. I'm not. Listen. Anybody can get got. I'm just saying, man, that shouldn't happen. So I'm gonna leave it at that.
That can't be the leader of your team.
Man. That's all I'm saying. That's the whole thing I'm saying. Like if you look at it different. It's like seeing Dad get knocked out. Like that, a whole different dynamic in the house now. Once we seen Dad get dropped,
you take the trash out no more. You got I'll take it out when I get ready, nigga. I was there. I was there.
Man, cape off. Yeah, Dad gonna have to whoop me to prove that I still need to listen. Because at this point, I done seen the armor get taken off. But we back at it again, y'all. First episode of the year, 2026. Happy New Year to everyone out there, first and foremost. Absolutely. Happy New Year to y'all, brothers. This is your host, Rich. We back at another week in the books. Book 2, chapter 51. Chapter 50 was a really good episode, man. Really enjoyed ending the year that way. But yeah, it's been a couple weeks. Here with the legend Spike Lou. Spike Lou, how you feeling?
Feeling good, feeling great, man. Glad to be here for the new year. Excited to chop it up with y'all, brothers. What about you?
Absolutely. Doing well, man. And we have a guest, first guest of the year, first time appearance. He is it's a first time appearance in real life, but I always get appearances because I'm always getting feedback and comments from the episodes. My brother Phil. Phil, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing good, man. Feeling great. Feel like the year's off to a good start. I'm honored to be the first co-author of the year, and excited to chop it up with you, brothers. I feel like I already know Spike from listening to
I was gonna say I feel like I know Phil already.
So many episodes. So I'm excited to be here. Yeah, man. I'm looking forward to it.
That's what's up, man. Glad to have you here, my brother. We appreciate y'all tuning in once again, starting off this year. As always, please remember to like, subscribe, share, tell a friend to tell a friend. Definitely building this community throughout the year, starting off the right way. But before we get started, I mentioned comments. We do read your comments on air just to make sure we involve you in the show. Shout out to all the bookworms out there. So we got a couple things that I wanted to make sure we acknowledge. One was from our guy, Dejour Falk. Dejour, official bookworm, always listening, always commenting. We appreciate you, good brother. He wrote on our last episode, chapter 50, y'all have, in all capital letters, y'all have to meet up in like the first quarter of the next year. It's kind of insane y'all been podding together this long and never met in person. Well, Dejour, the last weekend of the month. So I'm going down to Atlanta January 31st. It's a Saturday. So that weekend, Spike.
You coming to a game, ain't you?
Yeah, I'm going to Carolina. Well, I'm coming down. It just kind of happened that way. I knew I was coming to Atlanta and was going to set a trip soon. It just so happened Carolina. For those who don't know, I'm a big Carolina basketball fan. They happen to be playing at Georgia Tech that Saturday. So it was one of those like, oh, all right, it's a perfect weekend to go. So I get to see my squad, get to link up with Spike, get to kind
You
of.
got your ticket already?
Yeah. Why, you about to change the date? Oh, okay.
No, I was going to say I'm going to go to the game.
I got my flight. I got my plane ticket, not the game.
No.
Game ticket.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, we'll rap about it. We'll rap about it. But yeah, that's happening today, Jor. Yeah, it's finally happened, man. The link up that everybody's been waiting on, man. Phil been on my ass about that too.
Hell yeah, I might come and document it. Shit.
Yeah, man. Bring Shaq's meta glasses, man. You know?
Hey, man, I keep seeing this. If you wear the metas, you'll wear a wire.
Wear a wire. Yeah, I'm seeing
taking me out.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man. It's a content thing. They got people scared to do it, man. Goody Jenkins. Shout out to Goody Jenkins, man. Left us a comment. I'm gonna respond to you individually to kind of answer that question and everything like that. But we definitely appreciate the love. I'm glad you find us entertaining and that we are a part of your rotation. Najee, shout out to our guy Najee, man, in Baltimore. At least I know he does some work for the Ravens. Might have been a rough week for you, my brother. But either way, when we posted our Spotify rap numbers, he wrote in a comment, said another week in the books during my drive into work are crucial in all caps. Appreciate y'all. So stuff like that always means the world. Yeah, absolutely, man. He's commented a few times. I extended an invitation for him to join us, one day. The whole idea is bookworms. If y'all want to come on, by all means, just let us know. Obviously, we'll probably do a little vetting and things like that. Have a little conversation. It won't be anything like off the streets, but the idea would be, if you have something you want to talk about or discuss particularly, you're more than welcome to come on and have that conversation with us, man. We love to build that community and go from there. So shout out to that. And then also we got an email from our guy Acid Jack. So if you don't listen to No More Half Measures, or if you didn't listen to Good Earners with myself, Mo, and Spike, if you do listen, you've heard of Acid Jacks. If you don't, incredibly talented person, writes in these emails. Love his emails, incredibly witty. I haven't read this one yet. Well, I did actually. I'll take that back. I did read it because he sent it to Spike, and Spike forwarded it to me, and it was definitely on brand. We usually hear from him on other shows, but to hear from him on another week in the books, that was real dope. So I want to read that email out. He definitely understands our sense of humor and who we are. So he wrote this email December 8th of 2025. It is 2026 now, Spike, just in case you keep a score. But it's another week in the books. My guys, I usually write in your other shows, but it's Xmas. It's So just want to stack your Santa sock with some words of gratitude for all y'all doing this space. The word legacy gets thrown around a lot, but the work you leave here is often inspiring. And this show has become a weekly reality check in my schedule. I won't cop your joints more than that. Respect to the Sopranos veto. But cheers to you holding it down. Cheers to you holding it down time and time again for men who might not have a voice. On the question of parenting another man's kids, I'd be keen to know Mo's opinion, but I place any money. His first thought would be, it depends. How hot is the mother? I won't hold you. I'd say the same thing. That's definitely something Mo might ask. And Rich raising babies like he's playing poker was hilarious. Pretty much saying, I'll see your kid and raise you two more is a wild shout.
Jesus Christ, Rich.
Hey man, listen, I'm just keeping it real, bro. You coming to me with two kids and I ain't got my own, man. What are we talking about? Rihanna is the only woman I can think of. How many Rihanna got? Two?
Oh shit,
man, ain't no telling. It's probably another on the way. Yeah.
Hey, and I don't want. ASAP going to say, Cardi. What me and Cardi about to do besides have a good time? Yeah, man, come on. What we got to do? Anyway, back to the email. Big Rich Town at this rate, soon to be Big Rich City. With an attitude like that, out here rebooting the Brady Bunch. I know Spike is old enough to know that reference. Shout out to that.
I do get it.
Speaking of age, Rich say Spike was already outside when he was 2 years old. Shake my head. Don't you know Spike was outside when he was in the womb? It's a joke. Spike was here. It's a Sopranos reference if y'all don't get that. And jokes aside, I Oh, okay, we got one. Jokes aside, I have a question for you this week. If given the choice, would you rather have $10 million, no questions asked, or be 9 years old again right now today, but knowing everything that you now know? Happy holidays and Acid J. It's a good question.
$10 million right now.
Right
or
now,
go back to being
or
9 years old.
Yes, but not 9 years old in 78. 9 years old in 2026.
Oh, 9 years old in this year?
Today, I think so. Yeah.
Oh,
I think,
hell no. Oh, no.
But you know,
I ain't trying to be no kid in this generation, bro.
I
Absolutely.
ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah, these little niggas got like 30 years, 40 years left, like for this shit be all over with. Like what they doing now and everything that's going on, y'all niggas got like 40 years. Sorry, nah, I ain't being no kid today. Give me the money. I thought if we was going back to the 90s and I was gonna be 9 years old, I would have took that. But I'm definitely not being a kid in 2026. Absolutely fucking not.
Phil, what about you? As someone who raises 4 children.
As someone who raises 4 children, I don't care if it's 2026 and I'm 9 years old, or it's 96 and I'm 9 years old. I'm gonna take the 10 mil because I feel like even taking what I know now, going back then, yeah, maybe I could surpass that 10 mil. But if you give me 10 mil now, no questions asked, I feel very confident in what I'm gonna do with that. And how I'm gonna be able to provide, and I'm good with my life. I don't want to go back. I'm good. I'm good.
I don't got no regrets.
So.
Yeah. I got regrets, but I don't got to go back and change shit.
Fair. I agree with both of y'all. For one, I'm 100% with you, Spike. I don't want to be a kid in today's era. It's something I would think about if you told me. Exactly. I was 9 in 1996. Dang. So if you were to tell me I can go back to 96, then yeah, cool.
Kobe.
2026, hell no. Not doing that. Not doing that at all. The other thing is, I feel like I know enough now to where I can manage 10 million and make it work.
Oh yeah.
Even if you take all the knowledge that you know, you still gotta have some lucky breaks. You still gotta have some things happening, right time, right place, all things going on. But that's a good question. But I'm definitely taking that 10 million. Cash me out.
Yeah,
because you can take.
You ain't even gotta take. You can take that 10 million. You can put half of that shit in like IRA account or on the market or whatever it may be. Yeah, you can live. You can make $250,000, $300,000 a year off 4 million. Mm-hmm. That's just off you getting gains from your investments. So yeah, absolutely. Give me the money.
Absolutely, man. Yeah. Spike Lee, you had a bonus question though, didn't you? Didn't you have a question of the week for us?
I did, and y'all ain't even got to answer it now, but you can think about it and we can answer at the end of the show, or you can tell next week, Rich, or whatever it may be, Phil, you can tell Rich. But I heard a question. I was listening to something, and I thought it was a very interesting question, and it made me think. Your favorite person you met in 2025? Couldn't know him before this year. From all the interactions that you've had this year, the favorite person that you met. And again, you ain't got to answer now. You can think about it. I just met you this year. You could have been at a bar and met somebody out. It ain't even have to extend past pleasantries, but you remember meeting them, and it's like, man, that was a cool ass person.
That's a good ass question. Let me write this down so I can make sure that it's something that I think of next week.
Make you think about your year and what you was
doing. It does make you think about those years. You usually, when we do stuff like that, you normally have some good questions. Do you have something that you look at or that you read every day, or is that something that you just walk through life?
Just listening to people and podcasts and YouTube and just consuming so much content and seeing stuff that I think is interesting, basically.
Best person I met. Favorite person, best person?
Yeah, favorite or best person most memorable person you met, but you had to meet them in 2025. You couldn't have known them beforehand, couldn't have knew of them, like just random. I just met this person this year.
Interesting. Do you have an answer already?
No, I've
been thinking about it too. Yeah, I've been thinking about it too. I was like, damn. So yeah.
Phil, what you about to say?
I was just gonna say, piggybacking off of what Spike said, you said it make you think back over your year. When you think back over your year, is there something that you use to like jog your memory from like what happened over the year, or are you just going straight off the memory? I know you a no notes type of guy. You just but when you reflect, Do you use anything, or is it just you just get
Settings,
lost?
places that I remember that I've been mostly. That's
Okay.
what sparks up the memory for me. Or just experiences that I had throughout the year. I don't really those are the only two reference points that I have.
Was yours
Okay.
coloring book? Was that yours?
I thought about that one. I thought about
Yeah.
that one. Yeah, I thought about that one, to be honest with you. Yeah. But I don't know if it's number one though.
Yeah, that's a great.
I can't wait to hear Richard's answer whenever it formulates.
That's a great question. Yeah, man. So answering Phil's question that you didn't ask me, but I'm still gonna answer it anyway. Photos helps me a lot, which is why if I go through my stories. No. Like if I go through my stories,
I take my phone.
Niggas will clown you about anything. You be taking pictures.
No, I don't. No, what I mean
was
is,
offended too. I was just joking, but he was legit offended. Like, nah, nigga, I don't be taking pictures
because
niggas is crazy, bro. We
because
insane, bro.
the take this flick era is over. The take this flick era is over for me. I gotta be feeling good that day. But what I mean is like, so
we got a recent flick though. I'm just saying
you'll participate.
We do got a recent flick.
You'll participate.
Yeah, I'll participate. Yeah, absolutely.
But you're not gonna be the nigga to be like, hey, take a picture.
Sometimes depends on what's going on. So like, I think the last time I did, we was in Vegas, and I just feel like, hey man, take this flick real quick. But for the most part, nah, not really. Yeah, that was April or so. I'm not against taking the flick. I just don't know if I've been anywhere where I needed one. Sometimes I really tried to be more present last year. So that's part of the reason. But when I say pictures, I mean I can go through my Instagram story, the archives, and I can kind of see what I was doing in January. I take a lot of pictures of movies, food, restaurants, all that stuff. So it kind of gives me memories, and I think of this random time or this random moment, whatever the case may be. So yeah, I have to sit down and think about that.
That's I feel like that's one of those things in the slight difference in age. I always forget. I never even the picture that I had today on the golf course, like dude had to remind me, oh, you should take a picture of this. Well, I'll be out with AB, we'll be doing some, like people always have to, I never be like, and I'm not slighting you. I'm not people that do that, but it always slips my mind. I never remember to be like, oh, I should take a picture of this until somebody mentions it.
Yeah, that was the whole reason of me even bringing this up, because when Phil asked about how you documented it, I gave my answer, and it made me think like, Spike, you don't really post in your stories. I'm sure you don't use your camera and post things. So that is, do you ever think about doing it? Like just start remembering? Does it matter to you at all?
It just seems so inconvenient to me. It's like, so it just, I'm enjoying the moment. Like I think every now and then, I went to a couple concerts this year. So I think every now and then, my guy, Belly Gang, it was his first concert in Atlanta. So as he's doing his intro, I'm thinking, oh yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, it'd be cool. This is his first show in Atlanta. He's doing an intro. It's like he talking shit. So yeah, I want to see this.
I told y'all was Spike Lewis at the Belly Gang. He's front row. Yeah,
that definitely went. I was front row though. But I just never remember. I don't know. I just never remember to be like, hey, this would be a cool picture, a cool video. You know what I'm saying?
I saw Belly Gang this year too, Spike. So
did you? How was the show?
I saw him open for Wayne. He did 3 songs, but he did the 3 songs I wanted to hear. So
were people receptive of him?
Oh,
no,
yeah,
Rich
for sure.
Okay,
for sure.
Nah, I'll be listening, man. Every time you send a link, I'll be listening, man. So I feel like I get credit for that. Spike Lee, is that something you can start? How can you start documenting?
I don't know how I will remember that.
Journaling? Would it be?
I don't know how to do that.
Would it be journaling? Would it be just taking a photo? Like I did and this is something that the internet said you can't do anymore, but it said men can't do photo dumps or anything like that. That's against the manhood code.
Oh man.
But
man, keep doing your dumps, bro.
Come on, man. You ain't and they ain't about to stop me. But I did that to document my months.
Some food though.
Oh
you
yeah,
keep a fire food pic. Yeah.
That's that man right here. That's the inspiration. He'll stay with food. Yeah. I love food and restaurants, man. That's one of those things that I do. That's like me time. Trying out a new spot, trying out a new plate. That shit fired me, and I'm always down for the restaurant and recommendations. Yeah, that's my joy. That's my joy at this point of life. So, yeah, man, you gotta think about that. You gotta think about how you can document outside of your podcast some more, and really do it though.
I'm gonna think about that.
And really do it. That's something that we're gonna be talking about today. About we'll let Phil get into it here shortly about why Phil's here. And you see the episode is titled "Work the Problem." That's actually based off a conversation Phil and myself had recently that it was simple but profound. But before we even get into that, I want to know something that you're proud of, man. What is something proud that you did? It doesn't have to be this week, but since the last time we recorded, anything that you're necessarily proud of. Whether you did it for yourself, you did it for someone else.
You got something right now? Well, I think. Or do you got something, Phil?
Nah.
I started meditating this week. You know, I'm proud of that. That's something I've been trying to incorporate into my daily routine. Still trying to stretch more. I'm real good about getting my morning workout in, my morning walk in, but I haven't been so good on the stretching side. And the meditating is something I wanted to add in. So I finally got that started using my Peloton app, you know, trying to make it worth the buck I'm spending, you know what I mean? So
what's the Peloton app add, like the sounds in the back to help you concentrate?
Nah, so I've been doing guided ones. So like it'll like
so somebody talking
meditation.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like 10
How long
sessions. 10 minutes is what I normally do. They got various times you can select. So
6 minutes is like when I first started meditating. That's why I would have to tap out at. But I've gotten to 12 to 13 when I do it now. I need to do it more frequently. I want to jump back into that. Something that I'm proud of. You got something, Rich?
Yeah. I would just say jumping out the gate with these goals that I set for 2026. Like spending each day on one, like getting up. If you follow me on Instagram, you see it every morning in the gym, getting this work in. Like feeling great. Like I feel great physically. And it's only been 2.5 weeks as of today. I know I've been shout out to our guy Q. You know, I'll be chopping it up with him back and forth. Not chopping it up, but I'll see his workout stuff. I'll make sure I comment on that back and forth just to kind of keep that bond growing as far as people out there who I just see putting in work in any capacity. You know, it's just going to be a really big I want to be a lot more encouraging this year to people. You know what I mean? Like I think we spend a lot of time reposting strangers, and I'm really good about posting my friends as far as like stuff they got going on, but I want to be a lot more intentional about it on all platforms. You know, building a brand is something that I've really been thinking about this year. Not thinking about, but something I'm working at right now, presently. Like, and just from conversations we had here, Spike, about social media and just who we are and our brand and where we should be. That's one of the things that I'm really focused on. So not only that, but making sure people know that, you know, I'm here. I got you. So my brother Nate, he's going to be actually part of Palooza Noir, which is in Cincinnati, a big deal. It's an art exhibition. He's up here in Cleveland, but he's going to be down there on that opening day, that opening Thursday for like the CEOs and bigwigs, and then that first opening day to the public. So I made sure I just posted that just so people know, like, you know, it's little small stuff that I'm doing, but the workout phase I think is the best. I got a new Fitbit to track the calories. I got the Oura Ring. I do want to lay down a challenge. I do
what the
want to
Oura Ring do?
So it's tracked.
It's finally got it.
Yeah, so it's right here on the index finger. So
Don't
really, it's
Spike would have laughed so bad, bro.
But it probably will work. You know what's funny? You know what this has taught me? You know what it has taught me in the past couple of weeks? People don't pay attention. Because people will look at my hand and be like, "You married?" I'm like, "Nigga, this is my pointer finger.
Right.
Nigga, like this ain't even. This 2 fingers away."
You did that purposely. That's some rich shit, though.
Yeah,
Rich did that. Like,
yeah, I almost put it on my middle finger
over there.
But the reason I got it is because I wanted something that would track my sleep. It was mainly sleep was the main objective for me. So I didn't really want to go with the Apple Watch because I don't like sleeping with watches. They're a little bit uncomfortable. And the Oura Ring was something that's light. It's really like made for tracking your sleep and your other health systems too. So like my readiness score, so I can track to see how much sleep I got. If it was good sleep, what my readiness score is. So like when I wake up, it's going to tell me how ready I am for the day. I know a lot of people probably thinking like, yo, if you want to know how you feel, just wake up and ask yourself how you feel. But it gives me metrics and numbers, especially as someone like I got sleep apnea. So that's one of the big reasons I wanted to track to make sure. There was a lot of times last year where I felt like I was getting good sleep, but I wake up dead tired. and I wasn't getting good sleep, and I wasn't intentional about it because what happened is I work, I podcast, and then I feel like I ain't had no time for me that day. So I'm staying up till 12:30, and I'm still setting alarms for 5 a.m. trying to talk myself into getting up. And I had to realize, bro, you ain't about to run off 4.5 hours, get up, go to the gym. Now you got to start getting up early. But when I wasn't doing that, I'm going to bed at 12:31. Alarm's going off at 5, so my sleep's interrupted. I'm not getting up, so all I'm doing is hitting snooze, and I'm getting uninterrupted sleep for the next, I'm getting interrupted sleep for the next 90 minutes. And now I really wake up sluggish, and I'm running late and all that. Like all that shit's dead. Like I'm not doing that no more, and I feel really good about all of that.
So what'd you do? Adjust the time that you went to sleep, or you adjust the time that you got up?
It was no. I adjusted the time I went to sleep for one, and then mentally I just told myself, bro, you got to do this shit. Like when you look in the mirror and you just don't like what you see, it's just like ain't nobody coming to save you. We talk about that all the time. Like you either gonna like buckle up or you ain't. Like you starting to get. I think there was an event around Thanksgiving that I went to and took some pictures, and I'm like, nah, bro. Like you know what I mean? Like, we ain't about to do that. You ain't about to be the nigga that's got to wear the baggy hoodies and shit all year round and big T-shirts. Because, you know what I mean? Because you're getting a little pudgy and shit. Like, nah, you got to get back in it. You got to get back to it. And it's just something that's refreshing mentally about waking up, getting to it, like, just feeling good. And the first thing I told myself this year, whether I'm waking up early to read a book, take a walk, whatever it is, I don't want the first thing I do is go to work. You know what I mean? If my me time has to come in the morning, that's what it is. But I had to make sure I was consistent about that and getting on top of it in that sense.
So what time have you found yourself waking up lately?
5 a.m. At the latest, 5:15.
What time do you go to sleep?
10:30. Like, even if I go to bed at 11, I can feel the difference.
And what's that like? Like, when you shut it down, are you like scrolling on your phone still for another hour? Are you watching some TV in the background?
D&D rich, boy.
Yeah, I'm D&D rich, like Phil said. Phil, no, man. I know that D&D
no
going
iPad, no nothing. It's over.
No nothing. Because if I do that, then I'm defeated. I know I'm not going to do it. It's the discipline. The discipline is what's winning everything. Like, how is this going to affect my tomorrow? My day is already done. Like, you know what I mean? Is there what else do I need to do? Is it worth me watching an episode of fill in the blank versus getting that extra hours of sleep so I can get up and do what I'll say I'm going to do? Because if I wake up tomorrow morning and I don't go to the gym, my whole day is thrown off. It's at that point in my routine now. Like, I'm not going to feel, because now I'm going to have to squeeze time in to go to the gym, and I don't have it. So here's what's going to happen. I bullshit tonight. I go to sleep at noon or midnight. Alarm goes off at 5. I don't make it. Now I'm waking up. I'm going to work. We got no more half measures. That's my longest recording of the week tomorrow. I got to use my lunch break. No, I ain't got time to use my lunch break to get the workout that I want. I might get something in, but it ain't going to be what I want. So now I'm getting off of work. I still got to find time to eat, and I still might have to take some notes on the episode, and we recorded 7:30. So when am I going to get time? And then if I miss it, I'm going to be pissed off because I haven't missed a day, 6 days a week. Only day I take off is Sundays. And now that's one day because I decided to bullshit the night before. That's one day that my whole routine's thrown out because I wanted to watch one extra episode. That's the way I look at it and break it down. It ain't working.
You need to be done recording tonight by 10.
Well, I take that stuff into account, but I know once I'm done recording, it's lights out. It ain't no. Usually, what would happen is we would finish a recording like this, and it might be 10 o'clock, 10:15. I might jump on the game for a couple games. I might watch an episode or something, and then I end up winding down. But I ain't doing that no more. Like, that game I'd rather play that. I'd rather play that at 6:30 in the morning than 11 something at night. That's just kind of the way I'm taking it.
That's interesting. I need to start trying to adapt that mindset because mine is completely opposite.
You say you need to start what? What's that word you said?
Need to start adapting to that mindset.
Okay. Yeah.
Slipped in the wrong word there, but
what works? Go ahead.
Getting up at 5:30 or 6 in the morning to work out just doesn't appeal to me. So just don't fit into what I do in the sense of.
So real quick, before you go deeper into that, because I do want to say one thing to this. There was a period of time, because this is something I struggled with for the longest, right? Most of last year, even a little bit before that, I had spells of where I'm up. I might go one day a week where I'm up at 5 and I do it, but the rest of the days is shot. And I really had to talk to myself and ask myself, like, are you a 5 a.m. nigga? Like, that was the real conversation I really had to have first. Because it's not everybody is. You might be a late night, but my gym hours wouldn't allow that. So I had to do it that way, and it ended up working for me. But I don't think there's anything wrong if you do have to find a different part of the day to get it done, as long as you get it done. That's the main thing.
I respect that.
And I think me posting on IG in the morning, because I used to post like only on Mondays, like never skip a Monday. And it was my own little silent way of holding myself accountable. It wasn't really for anybody else. I wasn't doing it for some kind of fitness inspiration. It was more so, all right, then bet I'm in the gym. Because now I know I've been doing it enough. Like I said, this was technically be day 14 because I've been doing 6 days a week. I've been doing it long enough to where if I don't post that, somebody gonna reach out to me. Like, yeah, you hit the gym today? Like, I've got enough of that now. Like, enough people have been tapped in and leaving comments to.
Nigga, don't be.
But that's the type of shit. But that's the type of shit I mean. You know what I mean? It's good to have that. So that was just one of those things, and I think that's helped too. Just knowing mentally, like, I don't want to be the person that's. We talked about this. I don't want to be the person that doesn't do what I say I'm going to do.
Facts.
And I think that those little baby steps that help me. But go ahead. What were we about to say, Spike?
I got questions about the ring.
Yeah, what's up?
So, what's the price point?
They have different price points. This one I think was $349. I caught it on a Black Friday deal, so it was less than that. But the different price points are the different finishes. So they have like a gold, they have a rose gold.
What's the starting price? You ain't got to
the Aura. This is the Aura Ring 4, the latest one. I think it's $299, but they still have some of the Aura Ring 3s, which is the last edition, I think, for a little bit less.
How did you come? And I'm not asking it. I promise you, I'm not trying to be funny, but I'm trying to understand it more because I heard someone else talking about this on another podcast, and I just didn't get it. So, how does the ring monitor the things that you're talking? Like, you download an app, right?
Yes. So there's a subscription. You either pay yearly or monthly.
Oh, so you got to buy the ring, and I got to pay for a subscription.
Yeah, which is the downfall.
Cool.
But the subscription is $69.99 for a year. And it gives you all. So I ain't got to worry. I ain't got to think about it. I just included it with the price of the ring and called it a day. You probably can't see this.
How does the ring get the information?
So on the inside, you probably can't see it, but on the inside, it's sensors. No different than the back of your watch, your smartwatch.
Okay.
Like when you take the back of your smartwatch, it got the sensors that read your wrist. This does the same thing, but reads your finger. And that's how it gets the information, which is why I have a Fitbit. I use a Fitbit for my workouts. Because it actually is going to read my calories a little bit better. This isn't a workout ring. So it isn't something I'd say, hey, if you're trying to track your calories, how many you burn, like you don't want to necessarily just get an Oura ring because it ain't really made for that. It's made for your readiness, for your sleep. There have been people, you can read accounts of people saying, like, I went to the doctor because my Oura ring told me something was wrong with my body. And they ended up like catching a sickness or something early. Like it reads my temperature. So it told me yesterday, like, yo, you 1 degree hotter today. Like just keep an eye on that. Like the weather's changing, flu is real bad out here. And it just gives me things about myself so I know how to go about. Or it might read my body and say, yo, it reads stress levels. So if you stress, it can tell you exactly how long you were stressed and at what point of the day. So I might be able to go back to yesterday and say, oh, I was watching the fucking Bengals. And them niggas had me stressed for the past 3 hours. Like the last. It's funny because I know we ain't playing for nothing, but the Cardinals game, that was fantasy. That was the championship weekend for fantasy football. And I had Trey McBride. The Cardinals were playing at the Bengals. I was at the game. Phil was at the game. And I needed Trey McBride to ball out, and he wasn't. And I'm the whole time, all I care about, fuck the score, because we was whooping their ass. I need Trey McBride to go off. And you can look at my Aura. I looked at my data, and that's the only time all day I was stressed out. Like, that's the only time out of the day I was stressed out. So it reads stuff like that and tracks it. It knows when you drink, so it can read my blood alcohol level. Or not blood out. Let me rephrase that. My blood level. And they can tell, like, oh, you must have had a drink yesterday. Or something of that nature. Like it does all this stuff for you. It pulls data. Like so pretty much y'all know it. I'm in the information business. I love information. The more data, the more info I can collect, the better. This is what that is, really. And it's really one of those things where it took me a long time to get it because I was like, I don't really need it, but it is fascinating to see the measurements and how things go. What's up, Phil?
Do you talked about your ready score? Like, has it helped you find a way to improve your ready score, or is it just telling you what it is? Like, you talked about the sleep apnea thing. Is it helping you find ways to get better sleep?
Yeah, absolutely. So it'll give me details, and then it will give me recommendations based off of my day. So it usually does that in the daily reader. So I can look at my daily summary. So 13 minutes ago, it gave me my daily summary. I'll read it. It says, your body temperature was higher than usual last night. So hopefully you're taking it easy and prioritize some self-care where you could. Don't worry about your stress today. Keep focusing on self-care and relaxation. So it's telling me like, this is what's important for you today. It has this thing called sleep debt. So I set goals on what I'm trying to do. And if I don't reach my sleep, it has a sleep debt counter. So like, hey, you're supposed to get 7 hours last night. You only got 5. You got 2 hours in the bank. So it's going to tell you to try to make up for that time. And no bullshit, on a weekend afternoon, if I'm able to take a nap and I catch up on that sleep, man, I feel 10 times better. Like I can't. If some of you out there are like on some like, yo, that might be some placebo effect, I get it. I understand, which is why it took me so long to get it, because once again, I was like, I don't know if the ring is going to help me, but just to see the information in front of you and coincide that with how you feel is good. So once I hit my goals, we'll see how long I wear it. I don't know if this is something I'll be doing like year after year after year. But for right now, I've only had it for like 4 or 5 weeks. It's been working out well.
What convinced you to buy it?
Knowing that I was going to like get on top of my health. So I got this Black Friday.
Because you're an information person.
Well, yeah, that, but I wanted to make sure that I was on top of my health shit. And I just wanted to see how, knowing that I was going to take my fitness seriously. Like I said, I'm lifting 6 days a week. I'm doing cardio right after lifting, and during lunch, I'm doing another cardio session. I'm eating the same thing every single day, same as boring as high protein meals. And I was like, man, I'm just getting to I'm grinding this out until I reach my fitness goals. So that's what really made me do it. I wanted to get as much as I could, and I wanted to make sure the sleep. Like I said, the sleep was the main thing. Everything else I didn't really care about. But it's all a bonus.
Did someone put together a fitness plan for you, or you just going off like
what's your regimen?
How'd your regimen come about?
So I'll say about 7, 8 years ago, when I was in the gym regularly, I found this workout plan. I can't remember how I found it, but it was Jim Stepani. It was shortcut to shred. He's got a shortcut to shred, shortcut to size. And I knew I wanted to shred some, so I followed this 6-week program. And I've done different variations of it. And I pretty much tailored that to what I want, and I made it my own. So what I'll do is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So Mondays, I'm doing chest, triceps, and abs. That's Monday and Thursday. Tuesdays and Fridays, I'm doing legs and shoulders. And then Wednesdays and Saturdays, I'm doing back, traps, and biceps. All of them, like, I don't repeat the exercises and I don't repeat the reps. And what I mean by that is Monday through Wednesday, I'm doing like usually 9 through 11 reps. And then Thursday through Saturday, I'm doing about 12 to 15. So I'm doing lighter weight, more reps later in the week, and I'm doing heavier weight, less reps earlier in the week. But I don't repeat those exercises. So the Monday and Thursday workout, even though I'm working the same thing, they're not the same workouts. So that's all I've been doing. Morning, I'll just give you the whole routine. Mornings, before I lift, I'll have a Greek yogurt and some blueberries. I take some black seed oil because, you know, I'm a marijuana smoker. I'm a marijuana smoker. So I usually take that first thing in the morning on empty stomach. Then I have my Greek yogurt and blueberries.
The drops or the capsule?
I actually take the teaspoon.
Or the drops. The black seed oil, it's in liquid form.
Yeah, it's in liquid form. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
So I'll do that. I'll go lift. After my lift, I'm doing a protein shake, just 1 scoop. After I lift and get home, 4 egg
pre-workout?
whites. No, I don't do pre-workout. I'm a whole ass G. After when I come home and make
no
breakfast,
caffeine, no nothing, no Red Bull. You just going in the gym raw dog.
I'm that nigga. So that's my caffeine. That's what I say. You that nigga, bro. Knock this shit out. 4 egg whites, 2 eggs, chicken sausage. That's breakfast.
Crazy.
Lunch, I'll have usually about 6 ounces chicken breast, sweet potatoes, spinach. When I get home from work,
Hey, wait.
what's
You're
up?
weighing out the chicken breast?
Yes.
Like, what do you mean 6
that's part of
ounces?
this.
What,
Like
so you
when
got
you
to
go to
6
the
ounces.
restaurant and they tell you 8 ounces.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
So
Rich
how do you
on the
do
crib?
that? You got a scale? You got a scale in the crib?
Yeah, I got a food scale.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
This
man.
sounds like
he
two
using the
hassle.
same digit.
This
The
sound like two.
same
Like,
digit.
this
You double
sound,
check the.
listen,
You know what I mean? With-
this sounds so difficult to me. It's
You
like
ever weighed a
so
bag? Hey,
much.
have you ever weighed a bag of weed?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you can weigh
No.
your food.
But yeah, what I'm saying, not even
You only
just
got to
the
grab
weighing
one
part.
little piece of chicken.
Just put it in the cup. Sit on the cup. Yeah, put it in the cup. Sit on the watch. But
So
no,
think about it like
it's
this.
not
Think about
even
it like
just the
this.
weighing part, though. It's just this sounds like a lot, and
It's
this is
not,
the
though.
thing that the people who are not gym people or gym lifestyle people, like what you're explaining, like this seems like a major disruption to your everyday, your day to day.
But here's what I would say in response to that.
But good
My
point, Phil.
response to that
You
would
have to
be
adapt your mind to be like this has to be my day to day now.
my response to this is that's learning anything new. Anytime you're doing something new or adding something new, it's going to be a challenge. It's going to be an adjustment because you're not used to doing it, right? I didn't just go in cold. I'm not saying it wasn't difficult, but now it don't feel right not to. So when it comes to like weighing out the food, it's really not that difficult for me. So what I'll do is, let's say I'm at the grocery store and I see a pack of chicken breast that I want. Like the one that I'm working on right now is 1.2 pounds, right? I know 16 ounces is 1 pound. So I know half a pound is 8 ounces. So part of it is just doing the math early. I also recommend to get some kind of calorie tracker, MyFitnessPal, weigh it, whatever the case is, because that helps you out a lot too. So I'll take that 1.2 and divide it by 4. Because what I'm doing is I'm taking these 2 whole chicken breasts, I'm cutting them up in 4 anyways. So I'm just putting that in MyFitnessPal. After every meal, I'm just logging what I do. And I know it sounds difficult, but it's really not once you get in the rhythm of it.
Bro, you lost me at egg whites. Separating the yolk from the whites is like.
I'm not doing that. You buy the little box. You buy the little box of the egg whites. Okay. Yeah, you do it like that.
I was going to ask
absolutely. You. Yeah, so I do. I told you my lunch. When I get off work, I'll have I'll roll up a joint, and I'll have my smoothie. Shout out to Larry June. It'll be strawberries, blueberries, bananas, protein powder. So that's my smoothie. And then for dinner, it's usually salmon, spinach, and half an avocado. If I do leg day or a heavy lift day, instead of avocado, I'll do some wild rice or brown rice. And that's it. That's it. That's my day.
That sounds like a lot.
I got that. I'm gonna check and see.
You see it?
No, I'm gonna check and see. But yeah, that's it.
So yeah, that I need to get that discipline. That sounds
well,
like
you got to start.
It sounds like,
I think part of it
like
is
it's a major. That's a major adjustment to your everyday life. That's not like I'm trying to do this or I'm going to do this and I'm putting the stuff in place. It's like I got to get my mindset all the way out of this and go all the way over here. It seems like an abrupt thing. Was it?
Yeah. So I'm a cold turkey nigga. Like I don't really need too much.
That's what I was.
Just like the same way you said pre-workout. I'm not that type of. If I tell myself I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. And that's cool.
So
So you'll need to adjust based off of what you need. But for me, I don't really need that. I just kind of tell myself I'm gonna do it. But I will say this, and I mean this wholeheartedly. If you don't prepare before, it's not gonna work. Just like anything else in life. But if you can't wake up on Monday saying I'm going to the gym at 5 a.m. Yeah. That's something you got to start prepping for on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You know what I mean? That. Especially like football season. Like you watch a Sunday night football, whatever the case is, you doing X, Y, and Z. You might be drinking. It get late. I ain't doing shit tomorrow morning. I'll figure it out. Like, nah, I got to start prepping it. I got to start getting my food ready the night before. So that's the one big like pain in the ass I would say, or biggest adjustment is making sure Sunday, like I'm prepping. Like I'm cooking what I need for these next few days, breakfast, so I can just kind of grab and go. So that's the one thing I will say. To a degree, I don't meal prep like that. I meal prep maybe 2-3 days at a time. I don't do like the whole week at once and all that. I'm not spending hours and hours. I still like my food to feel fresh. So I don't do it too crazy, but I do it enough, like I said, 2-3 days at a time where I just kind of coast through. And then I leave myself room for like some cheat meals. So like usually at least one, maybe even 2 cheat meals, so I don't feel bogged down because I'm eating the same thing over and over and over.
All of that's fascinating to me.
But
Like
yeah,
trying to
but the
wrap my
thing is,
head around it.
you gotta do baby steps. The first thing is you gotta tell yourself that you want to do it. Because if you don't want to do it, then you don't want to do it. It is what it is. But if you do, you just have to start making those small adjustments and finding out what that motivation is for you to keep going. Because everybody starts, it's about that consistency and keeping going. Because there's something about lifting, and anybody that lifts knows, if Jaws out there listening, whoever, like that weight, like when you feel yourself physically getting stronger, like you feel that weight that I struggled with at the beginning, I'm throwing at it with ease now. It's time to add more weight. Or when you get in that treadmill for those first 10 minutes and you winded, and now you're doing 30 without breaking a sweat. Like those are the moments that I live for. Those are the moments I'm like, oh shit. Like you feel yourself getting strong, you feel yourself getting better. It's one of the few things that's it's not instant gratification. We get a lot of instant gratification in today's world. It's a slow grind. I can post every day about me going to the gym in the morning, but guess what? If I'm bullshitting, Phil's gonna see me and know, bro, them posts is cat. You ain't doing shit in the gym. You know what I mean? Phil should be able to see me. Yo, bro, I see you putting in work. Like you really putting. It's one of those things where it's not. It doesn't happen every day, and that's what I think. That's what I struggle with personally. Starting out, you go one day and you expecting to look in the mirror and be, you know what I mean, man of the year. But then man, it don't happen until 4 weeks after that, till 6 weeks after that. And the first, you won't even notice it first. There's other people saying, "Hey, man, you know, your face looks slimmer. You're looking good." Like, oh shit! Then you feel better, feel a little confident, makes you go even harder. Now the next time when that sun comes out, now you're on top of it. But I told myself I ain't want to say what that Kanye line was. This summer I ain't finna be like next summer I'm finna. Like I'm about to get this shit knocked out now.
But I ain't gonna hold you, Spike. I personally feel like you might be overthinking it. You know what I mean? Just how you plan all the different podcasts you record. I'm sure. I don't know if you use a calendar, if you use your phone, if you write it down. Maybe you don't do any of that. It's just muscle memory at this point. But at some point, when you was managing, you know, Dead End Sports, is the mic still on? This, Good Earners. You know, whatever the very, you know, you recording almost every day, like you said. You got a schedule, you got a plan. You know, even if you may go in and go off the dome and not have notes, you still have some form of a plan, even if it's an outline. It's the same thing applying it to your fitness journey, whatever it may be. All right, I'm setting my alarm at 5 a.m. I'm going on this walk, or I'm going to the gym, or, you know, whatever the case may be. You know, I was one of those people that struggle getting to the gym. All right, well now, boom, I got my Peloton right here. I got some weights right here. I got some kettlebells, you feel me? And I can go outside and do whatever I need to do. I barely even go to the gym, but I can still get that work in. You know what I mean? So if it's hard for you trying to factor in a commute time starting out, do something at home. You know, get on Instagram, do some calisthenics. Like, you ain't even got to pick up no weight starting out, but just build that, you know, that program, that structure to where, okay, all right, now I'm in the habit of doing something every morning. Now that turns into the gym, or it turns into a fitness class, or it turns into a kickboxing, to a boxing class, whatever it may be. You know, it's really easy to take those same things that you're already doing and just apply it to this. You could do it with the food, you know, whatever.
And real quick, a couple of 3 things that I want to add to that. One, there's something about that feeling of when people look at you, they know you're serious about shit. I feel like when you work out, you can look at somebody that work out, and you at least take something serious, and you discipline. Working out is discipline, right? So when I look at things similar to how we had the conversation we mentioned before, how I forget who it was that said it. I think it was a David Banner interview. We said, like, I ain't doing business with somebody that cheats on their wife, right? Like people can look at you and tell, like, oh, they take their physical health seriously. Like that's somebody who's disciplined about certain things. Like, oh, that might be somebody who's really, they ain't gonna just talk me to death, because it takes time and effort and energy to do shit like that, to wake up early and all that. Those routines, they say a lot. The second thing I'll say, outside of having the self-motivation, the biggest thing that helped me, man, is having people that I either look to or are checking on me to be like, yo, what's up? What you want? Like, what we doing? So like when Phil Phil used to have the weighted vest, was walking every morning. When we had the Apple Watch, I could see Phil's workout. Phil was finishing workouts before I'm even waking up. You know what I mean? That's the spot. You know, that's motivation. Like, all right, bet. Like, there's no excuse for me not to do it. Shout out to Bark. Shout out to Salt. Both of them, I'm in a group chat with them. And every morning we just post up, like, you know, did this, check mark. Like, we good. Like, we and it started because in December, Barks hit me up on some like, hey, nigga, what the fuck is you doing, bro? When the last time you worked out? Why you ain't been in the gym? And it was like one of those end of the year shits. And I'm like, bro, ain't nobody trying to hear it. And he really gave me like on some, nah, bro, like, I'm on your ass because of X, Y, Z. Like, I'm seeing way too many of my boys get, you know, they start something, they ain't finishing. Like, I just want to make sure everybody on top of it. So that's another accountability part where it's like, I bet. So now if one of us starts slipping, Salt was the one that wasn't lifting no weights. This nigga Barks the other day was like, hey, nigga, like, it's the 6th of the month or whatever day it was. Like, when you going to pick up a weight? Because that's how we talk to each other. Like, what the fuck is you doing? Like, you hit your goal for 2025 and now that's it? That's over? You just quit? Like, nah, pick up a weight, man. Keep that shit going. Like, you got a daughter that's looking at you. She's looking at everything you do. What type of dad you going to be? Like, shit like that is like, all right, make sure I'm on top of it. So, yeah. But if you want to do it, you know.
Right, that's good. I received everything that you brother said. To answer your question, the thing that I'm proud of, which is how we got here, the live event that I told you about, Rich, planning that out more, putting more detail to that, putting an official date down as to when I want the first thing to happen. That's been the thing that I'm been most proud of because I ran it by people who I respect, people who I like, and they said it's a good idea. So putting it into action, putting plans together, getting that like in the vision of this has to happen by this date. So that's the thing for me.
I like that. I'm proud of you for that, dog. For real.
Appreciate that.
Phil, what about you, man?
Oh, I had answered the meditation piece.
You did. You did say that. You did say that.
Yeah.
So I actually want to talk about, well, real quick. I don't know. Spike Lee went off. I'm trying to find this email that he mentioned. I don't know where Dro sent it. I guess Dro sent us an email, but I don't know where he sent it. Because if he sent it to AWITB, I don't have access to that.
Oh, he did send it to AWITB 2022. Maybe in the spam.
Yeah, I don't have access. I don't have access to that email. That's the one I don't have. I have yours. I have Mo's, but I don't have that one. So I'll have to take a look and see. Maybe that's something I'll find next week. But I wanted to talk about why you here, Phil. And some of the feedback that you give back as a bookworm. I thought it was real interesting, and I wanted to make sure, as you see the episode title, y'all, I mentioned it earlier, Work the Problem. I can't really remember what Phil and myself were talking about recently. This is at the end of December. Yeah. And he was telling me about an old soup. And I'll let you get into it, like just what that meant to you and how you've applied it to your life. Just the simple phrase, work the problem.
Yeah, it's actually my current manager. He has a big whiteboard that he keeps above his desk, and it says just that WTP, work the problem. And I think it kind of came up when we were talking about something, and I did it right there in the moment. And it was just one of those things where if I don't do it now, or do something towards it, it's not gonna get done. You know what I mean? Like, for example, if I'm Spike Lee and we was having that conversation we just had. All right, if I don't set my alarm for 5 a.m. tomorrow, or set it in advance for 5 a.m. Friday, I probably ain't never gonna set that 5 a.m. alarm. You know what I mean? So I think that's how it kind of came up. And then I was giving you feedback about certain things I maybe didn't want to hear from you all, in 2026. And that's what kind of sparked the conversation. So I don't know, where you wanted to go as far as that conversation we had, but
I'm gonna wait for the Spike to jump back on, but I will say the work the problem thing. It was. I remember we was on the phone talking about it. I'm like, man, that's so simple yet so profound. Yeah, because it's really that simple. Like, there's a lot of stuff to where it's in front of you. Even to kind of what Spike was saying was he talked about like that seems like a lot of work, just readjusting your life like that, and it really comes as simple as work the problem. This is the problem. What you gonna do about it? Like, you got to work it. You got to figure out a way to make this shift into your life or to let it go. Because that's one of the things too that I think that I've been I know I've been getting better at. Just letting shit go, man. I had this epiphany a couple weeks ago. My discernment is pretty good. It's pretty strong, right? Like I have a very feeling myself. We're actually having a conversation about me being empathetic, and I told him how it's a gift and a curse. It feels like you an empath. I'm not. I'm like I am, and it can be good. It can be bad. But
what's an empath?
So someone who can look at a situation, and technically an empath is someone who can look at a situation and feel the way you feel, right? I'm not a complete empath. I understand why you feel it. I don't necessarily agree with the way you feel, but I can at least understand how you got there, right? So if you and Phil had a disagreement, and I'm in the middle of it, I can probably hear both of you and understand exactly why each of you feel that way. Like, that's one of my superpowers, I believe. I don't have to agree with you on it, but I can at least understand, and I think that's why I'm good at talking to people. People always tell me, it feels like you can go in a room and talk to anybody, or everybody can relate to you. I say, I think in a sense, in a way, I think that's kind of the case, because I just take you for who you are.
People tell me that all the time, and we always joke about the similarities in our personalities. Like, I'm 100% of the same vein in the sense of I don't agree with you, but I do get where you're coming from.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from, and that
makes it easier for people to talk, because you ain't challenging them, you ain't trying to be in their face. You're listening to what they're saying and be like, I get it, but also you have to understand this other side of it too. That's the problem for me with being an empath, is like, I totally understand what you're saying, but I also can understand this person over here being pissed at you for thinking like that.
Exactly. So it makes people like us good, like mediators, good, like voice of reason, because maybe there's something I can look at something a different way that the other person might not be looking at, and give them that point of view. But either way, it comes down to making sure that I'm on. What was I about to say with that? The whole empath thing. Making sure. I'm so in touch with that. Now that I know that that's something that's a strong suit, I shouldn't have to question it, right? So when people do stuff that I think is like odd or weird, sometimes I'll hold on to it a little bit too long and try to question what I could have done differently, instead of just saying like, nah, that nigga just weird. Like, let that shit go. Like, that nigga, that's just a weird nigga. Like, and that's it. And it's just one of those things that became a thing. I forget the beginning part of what we even talked about with this, Phil. Oh, going back to your comments, let's just get into that, because I thought that was pretty fascinating. So, Phil, because Spike hasn't heard this, I haven't talked to Spike.
Yeah, I want to know what you don't want to hear any more of.
Yeah, man. I felt him, and that was the reason. The reason we even say "Work the Problem" why it's titled is because I think that's a big step that I want to make sure we take. And I even told you in chapter 50, like, this is going to be a big year for you and myself, Spike. This is going to be a very strong, put up or shut up, a lot of real conversations. I've already said, like, if Spike and myself if a nigga don't get in their feelings a little bit towards one another over something from an accountability standpoint, then we doing something wrong. Like, there shouldn't be any room. It shouldn't be like, oh, Spike just being Spike. Like, I want to make sure there's a fine line between understanding who somebody is and understanding when they need an extra boost, or when you feel like you're letting them stay at a place where they shouldn't be. Or simply as put.
And understanding that you're the person to give them that push.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times
everybody can give the push,
Yeah, the messaging get messed up when when you look at someone who giving you that push, you're like, bro, I don't look at you like that. And which would never be the issue with me and you, Rich. But I'm just saying, for the listeners and people listening, when you have that reaction as to when people who you don't feel like are in that inner circle, like, try to give you that push, and you're like, bro, what?
I saw a meme this week that I'm gonna have to end up reposting this, and I'm not taking constructive criticism from people who ain't constructed shit.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And that's a thing about, like, myself and Spike, and everybody got their own things, but when you're as busy and doing things as well, sometimes you do have to block out that noise. There are only certain people, and this applies to everybody, not just people who podcast or whatever, but there are certain things when you're running a specific race. I only want to really talk to people in this race. If you ain't a part of it and don't know what it's like to build this, and, like, respectfully stay in the corner. Like, you know what I mean? We got stuff moving. But Phil, get into it, man. You was listening to our final chapters of the year. I think 47, 48, 49, 50. You called me one day and you kept it real, and I appreciated you for that. And I want to let's have this conversation on air.
Most definitely. And I think it was I think it was 49, 48 or 49. It wasn't 50, but it was 48 or 49. And, usually I'm listening on my walks, I'm texting you in real time. I might be an episode behind you. Like, nigga, what are you talking about, bro? You know how much I record, and I have to, kind of give a little bit more. But this time I purposely called you, and of course D&D Rich ain't answer. You know what I'm saying? So
It's Rich.
he probably called me 3 days later. He probably called me 3 days later, texting in the group chat. Still ain't looked at my message. Typical Rich behavior.
Yeah.
But
oh man,
but I
only
had
nigga
to
worse than me. The only nigga is worse than me.
But I had to call him
man.
because and we've talked about me being better in 2026. I know I could be an asshole, especially to my friends. I'm an extreme asshole to those that I love. I don't know. It's my love language. I don't know why I'm that way. So I wanted to call him because I didn't want him to think I was being an asshole. And what I told him was, as an avid listener, I done listen to every episode, at least book 2 wise, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like a reoccurring theme that would happen, not every episode, maybe every 3rd episode, maybe once a month, I don't know. But the constant conversation of, we're still trying to figure out what this looks like. We're too talented to, not do this, not do that. And as a listener, I agree with you. I love listening to y'all. If I didn't feel that way, I wouldn't listen to y'all. Like Kyron knows I would not listen to a show that I would think I would love because I don't like the co-host. Like that's just who I am. Like I never really listen to Breakfast Club because I can't stand Charlemagne, but I watch some clips. You know what I mean? But y'all, I think y'all have brilliant ideas, but I want to see y'all do. You talk about that trying word, getting rid of that. Doing is action, like we could talk about it all the time. I'm a master of half-baked ideas. And when I was giving this feedback, I was talking to myself as well. It wasn't just, to Rich and indirectly to Spike Lee, because, if y'all want to start a book club, start it. Or tap somebody to start it. You could talk about it till you blue in the face and hope somebody might start it. But if was a fifth, we all be drunk. We can't, be going off of hope. Same with the, with the Reddit. If that's something you want to start, shit, hey, somebody that to be on Reddit, hey, get this Reddit popping for us. You know what I'm saying? And then, all right, boom. There's 2 things y'all have talked about. Now it's in motion. You know what I'm saying? And not saying that y'all have to do it, but tap somebody. Y'all got people that email every week, comment every week, on the YouTube every week. People that listeners hear constantly. Okay, hey, you building that community. All right, let's give them something to feel like they're a part of it. You know what I'm saying? In addition to maybe popping on the episode, you know what I mean? Like I love to hear that y'all meeting up at the end of this month. Fucking finally. Like I was damn near about to grab Rich, you know what I'm saying? Like your uncle used to do, grab you by your hoodie and drag you down there. You know what I'm saying? Jim or not. So like that's it. I had to mind fuck myself into just doing things like the 5 a.m. thing. I literally had a recording that said, do it now, do it now, do it now. It said 3 times at 5 in the morning. I ain't hitting that snooze. When you hear that, do it now, your ass gonna do it. Rich talked about, hey, I feel good. I got these goals down. I'm doing something every day or every week to work towards that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying this stuff gonna happen overnight, but we want to, as a supporter, as somebody that like listening to y'all, I want to see y'all take those steps. Like, like Rich encouraged you with the merch and got you to, all right, boom. Now it's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? And I think as you continue to get those small wins and stack those up, when we talk about something like incorporating you ain't gonna think about that. Man, I done did X, Y, and Z. I done incorporated this. I done, I looked at this as a roadblock and now it's not, and I think that is how the work the problem thing came up, because All right. If those are things that you want to do, if we don't put something in place or attack it right now, that problem gonna resurface at another time.
It's
You
gonna
know what I'm
linger.
saying? If we don't eat right, if we don't take our fitness right, well, shit, my pop's diabetic, heart problems, all type of stuff. We gonna face a different problem. So yeah, them 5 a.m. workups might be tough. That eating the same thing every day might be tough, but you know, what's the alternative? You know what I mean? So same thing I think with this. What's the alternative of y'all not starting the Reddit, if y'all not starting the book club, if y'all not building the community, getting back to putting the clips up, like, Rich talked about shit. Your page should be a clips of your work, I know you and I both listen to the Joe Budden class. When you go to, the Joe Budden podcast, when you go to his page, what you see? Clip after clip after clip. He might post some other shit on his story.
Right.
But you go to that page, you're going to get that work. It's clean. It's polished.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
And this isn't just a Spike Loop thing. This goes for myself as well. There's no reason why we record as much as we do when we don't have anything on our pages to show it. Like there's nothing either one of us can say. Way too much. If I was doing one podcast, that's one thing. It's almost like, what's this for? Like, you know what I mean? Like I get the enjoyment out of it, but the day and age we live in, you have to make sure people are aware of what's going on. And there's still people, and this is shame on me. This was the real thing when I was like, damn, it's not a dig. But it made me realize, yo, you're not promoting yourself enough. And that's why one of my goals for this year was a brand. People will still say, oh, you have that podcast. And I'm thinking, like, I got 5. You know what I mean? I got 6.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? But the fact that you should know. You should know, though, based off my promotion, my self-promotion, you should know which podcast I have, like what they're a part of. And that's something I'm responsible for, in my opinion, because if you just casually follow me and you see me post about movies and everything, yeah, that's one thing. But if you see every single day there's a new story or a new post, we got another week in the books, we got y'all, we did a culture garden, so on and so forth. Yo, it should be like, I see your podcasting a lot. Like, that's very interesting. Like, tell me more about your shows versus you had that podcast. Like, nah, but that's my fault. That's self-promotion.
And y'all can't tell me between y'all two, but across y'all platforms, across y'all shows, if y'all had them clips as much as you record, like you talked about, y'all can have at least one viral moment from the conversations y'all had, whether good, bad, indifferent, funny, serious. Like y'all can have a viral clip from one of them shows. You know what I'm saying? Like the crazy shit that AB be saying on y'all hip hop show, y'all can have some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like for shit show. You know what I'm saying? So
you're absolutely right. And to the point that Rich made, doing all of the podcasts, you get kind of like caught up in the minutia of how much you prepare for it, what you're going to say when you get there. And then the post product is kind of hard to promote for people like Rich and I. It's not an excuse. It's just a thing that needs to be addressed. It's on the table. I don't want to use it as an excuse to say, I'm just saying how I am. I don't want to post clips or whatever it may be. It's an arrogance in the sense of that I need to get rid of. It irritates me when people are like, oh, you still do the podcast. And it's just like what Rich says, like, well, which one are you talking about?
Yeah.
I do 8 pod. I do 10 pod. Like I do this for real. Like this is a profession for me, but I don't make it as known as I should, to your point, Phil.
Yeah. And
figuring that out is the thing that keeps me from going to that next level, in my opinion, that I think.
So,
but I just but I like doing this so much that it's like I just watched Paid in Full over the holiday
movie.
It's like what Mitch is saying. It's like, man, I just love the game, nigga.
Love the game.
Like,
I love the hustle.
I'm right here talking to y'all. Like, it's the game of it. It's the conversation. It's the back and forth. It's the being able to talk to black men who have a type of mindset, in the sense of, I ain't agreeing with everything you say, nigga. I'm gonna challenge you. We're gonna have this conversation, and people are gonna digest this, and people are going to like it. And to Phil's point, it can go viral. But to me, and I need to get over this, it feels cheap promoting that.
I think
So I'm sorry. Can let's do the work the problem thing right now, because this is very interesting to me. It's very interesting to me. Why does it feel cheap promoting that? Like, is it something about the authenticity? You're being yourself, and you feel like you're selling yourself, even though I'm just being me.
It's the thing that I've always said to you is like, if I tell you I do podcasts and you say you listen to podcasts and you don't listen to the type of podcast that I do, there's no need me in telling you like, oh yeah, I do Sopranos podcast or Breaking Bad podcast, or I do Another Week in the Books where we talk about black men and mental health and things of that nature. I do On Deck and we talk about hip hop. Bro, if you were into any of those type of podcasts, you would have found me by now. That's arrogance. I understand it. I get it. I know it's not right, but I'm still not trying to sell you on the idea of I'm a podcaster, content creator, YouTuber, or whatever it may be, and I want you to come buy into this brand. I want it to be good enough to where it's crossed your feed, you've seen it, and you buy into it on your own. It's organic. And that's the slow roll that I've had being in this industry since it started.
But in my opinion, posting your content, nothing clickbait, but posting your product, that's not, that's not cheap. Right. That's not selling them something. That's showing them what it is. I would use a different C word. It rhymes with cheap. I would say you cheating people by not promoting it. You know what I mean? By not allowing more people to hear it. Because, if back in the day, you used to be able to work one job and take care of a family of however many. That's not the case. You did 7 streams of income. You know what I mean? It's the same thing now. Recording ain't enough. Just doing it ain't enough. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you're right.
Shit, rappers got to be content creators. You know what I'm saying? Like, if the biggest podcasts in the world are doing clips, shit, you best believe Another Week in the Books and Gridiron Jungle and Culture Garden and all them other ones that want to be the biggest need to be doing this too, and need to be thinking about what else we can do. You know what I'm saying? So, I think it's just a perspective thing. It's not necessarily even an ego thing. It's just a perspective thing. Like, I'm sure every pod that you're a fan of, that you listen to, they probably got clips. You know what I'm saying? And there's examples out there. You ain't got to reinvent the wheel. You know what I'm saying? You find your template, you find your program, you find what works for you. And just like you plan and schedule anything else, okay, this the day we posting clips. This day, this time, it's damn near automated. You know what I'm saying? So because you got the content, it's there.
So that's the thing now. So a couple things. StreamYard now, who we use for recording, we have moments where you can literally say clip that. Now, since I said it, it'll clip what we just talked about. It's reading it. It's coming. They just revamped their reel system and their clip system. But
wait, what?
Also, I've seen like StreamYard, who we use, they revamped their clips. So they automate reels for us. It was in a beta version for the longest. Like, it was supposed to come out when we first used it. It never came out. Then it finally had a beta version, which was decent, and they finally got all the data they needed and revamped it. So they do like high virality. So once this episode is ended, as long as it's 2 hours or less, I can hit a generate clips button. It's going to go through the episode and pick out clips I think could go viral or whatever the case is. And if I don't like those clips, I can type in specifically what I'm looking for, almost like an Opus, right? And have those moments. Or if we're talking and we have a good conversation and you just feel like you made a good point, you can literally say clip that, and the network will know to take what you just said and make that into a reel. So like, I'm saying all that to say there's really no excuse at this point. But I'm curious, Spike Lou, as far as, is this something, do you want to do it? And I think that's the question. What? Like, promote yourself.
Yes.
Do you want to grow your audience? Do you want to grow your brands, your pods? Like,
I want to do it, and I feel like it's worth doing, and I feel like that I have the voice to do it. However, I don't want to do it in a way that's unauthentic to me. Right? Like, I don't want to do it and look like a nigga like Charleston White. I don't want to do it and look like a nigga.
Like, I don't even think you could do that. I don't even think you could do that. That's not you.
I don't want you.
But you understand what I'm saying, though. You know that I feel like that a nigga like Charleston White, he's not a bad dude, but he goes overboard for content.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
saying? Like
I'm thinking about
he
right
do
now?
too much for content, and that's what makes people click on him. Like I've ran into niggas that want to do content. It's like, man, I'm gonna book him. I'm gonna pay him whatever to come do my podcast just because of the viral moments that he has. I don't want to be in that field. Without the field that I want to be in, and what I want people attentive to and come to and be attracted to is, oh, this is a real person. He ain't trying to go viral. He ain't trying to do these things that have these $200 date conversations. They're just talking and being real people. I want people to react to that versus a viral moment.
So you know what? This is interesting. One of the things that I really enjoy about social media, this new age social media, algorithm social media, is the seeing people take a while to kind of find what works for them. And then, but once you find it, I think that's one thing that we forget about. It's almost like it feels like it should be instant. And there's so many rebrands that happen. And that's one of the things that, but you can't rebrand if you're not branded at all. So when I look at someone, I'll tell you right now who I'm a big fan of. I listen to his music, but now he's kind of found his own lane in the social media content creation. That's Vic Mensa. So Vic Mensa and his takes, like his social commentary with the orange tree.
He got social media.
Nah, you ain't hip.
And
like these go. I don't follow. I used to
hate Vic.
I don't follow Vic Mensa, but these come across because that's his lane now. I can see like, oh, he's got something with this social commentary. He's in the backyard with the orange tree. He'll pick a tree and he's talking to the camera, and it sounds odd, but it works for him, and it's something that just took off. And so now people are looking at Vic Mensa like that. If you check his page, you'll see it. But the same face you making, you didn't think of Vic Mensa like that. But I'm like, oh, this is something that is in his bag now. Now it works. There's people that have a certain aesthetic and a certain brand. You think of Larry June, you know what type of shit you're gonna see when you go to Larry June's page, right?
What's the dude name from LA that be throwing the parties in his backyard?
LaRussell. He from
the
Bay though. He from the
Bay. From the Bay. Okay, I thought he was from LA. I like how he do it. Like it's just me. Come to my backyard. I built this, and it's gotten to this place where it's really super cool for people who are in the know that know. I ain't trying to pump this shit on any other major platforms. I'm doing what works for me, and I can charge you $200 to come in my backyard and for me to perform for you. That model right there is perfect for me. I feel like.
Yeah. So, but the thing is, it's certain to him. Go ahead, Phil.
I love LaRussell, but to me, that's more performative than, that's more salesy than.
Tell me
what I'm saying.
What you mean?
No, I'm just saying, like, I love LaRussell. I done bought, pay what you want. I done bought shirts, albums, all that. No, I rock with LaRussell. I want to get to one of the backyard shows, but you talk about like not wanting to sell people or not wanting to, feel like you being somebody you're not. Not saying that that's not him, but he's really doing extra. He built the stage in his backyard. He's doing the old school pressing up CDs and selling,
but
literally
it still
burning
feel
CDs.
like him though. It still feel like him though, right? You would agree.
That's what I'm saying.
Right?
You can do that. Nobody wants you to be Charleston White. Nobody's asking you to step outside of who you are.
Please don't.
I'm saying you could naturally go viral from having a good conversation. That
I told you what you had.
These questions of the week, and that sort of thing. One of those is just gonna be like, bow. You know what I'm saying? Just like certain things pop, you like you never would have expected it, but it just happens. So.
I saw something today that really resonated with me. I saw somebody posted on a story, and it said, "I grieve all the art that isn't made because of perfectionism." And it really made me like I had to sit with that for a while. Like all the things that people don't share because it's not perfect or whatever the case is. Especially, I know I've said this before. You know how much bullshit I see across the timeline each day,
man.
And I'm looking and I'm seeing 32,000 likes. This is bullshit. This is nothing substantial, nothing anybody can do. And I'm thinking about the conversations that we're having and all of the things that we're trying to accomplish. And I'm like, yo, people would read into this if they knew about it. You know what I mean? Like you can't buy the product you don't know anything about. You can't listen to something you don't know it exists.
And people that want to share clips, if they ain't got clips to share, it's like you trying to get them to listen to a whole hour-long hey, go check this out, you know, versus like I send you a couple clips, you're like, okay, I do want to check that out, you know. So
yeah, man. So it's fascinating in that sense, but I also think that just coming from this brand perspective and promoting more, will you do it is the question. And that's when I say you, I mean you and me. That's the question.
Do what though?
Actually do it. Actually promote on the page. Like, what does that look like for you starting out? What would it take to have you start posting on your page? Go ahead, Phil. What you about to say?
I was gonna say the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and expecting different results. So, like you just said it earlier. Like, I know we need to do this to grow or to become, so like.
So for me, like from a personal perspective, this has nothing to do with the pods, but just personally, like I started doing those monthly dumps. Just because before I just started doing that at the top of last year, I hadn't posted on my page in like 3 or 4 years.
Shaq
I might do one post a year. Shaq was like, Phil's wife was on my head, like, bro, what are you doing? Like, what's the point? Like, what are you doing this for? And that was just a way for me to at least like open up a little bit more so people could understand who I was. Now it's how do I take all these brands? Not how do I, but I need to take all these brands and now I need to post those more. And Instagram, I think, even changed it to where you can't even tag people anymore. If you tag someone, it's automatically invite to collab. So if you accept it, it's going to show up on your page. Facts. You know what I mean? And if that means that I got to do more of that for each show or whatever the case is, that's cool. But if you were doing 2 or 3 shows, then it'd be like, all right, it is what it is. But I feel like you do way too many. 2 or 3 is still enough, but you do way too many for people not to know. Like, I don't even know if I know all the shows you're on because I can't go on your page to see. I don't even know if you got them in the bio. You got them in the bio?
I don't. I ain't got no link tree, no nothing yet.
What the fuck are you doing?
So again, like
but look, so that goes to my point in answering Phil's question. Like, that ain't my job. I need to find people whose job that is and are willing to work with me in that sense. Like, my job is showing up and doing this. This is where I'm great at. I'm not great at the clips. I'm not great at putting the links in the bio. Like, I need someone by me.
All right, so let me ask you this. It might be the same thing you about to ask, Phil. How long have you been doing this?
I just figured it out when we was talking right now. As y'all were talking, and I was thinking about it through my head, I was like, bro, none of that is my desire. What I desire to do is get on here and make these moments, have these conversations, do this thing that we do. The reason that I got into podcasting is for conversations like this. I didn't get in there to cut clips. I didn't get in there to fucking edit videos. None of this shit was the thing that I know you have to do it, like you said, Rich, but none of these things were the things that I got into this to do. I got into this because I like having good conversations. The thing that I appreciate most about any of the podcasts that I'm on, Is the Mic Still On, Good Earners, this one, No More Half Measures, On Deck. It's the conversation. That's where I excel at. I've never met anyone who has said, I get that the conversation is the part of it for you, but there's another part of it as to where people need to start receiving this. People need to start getting this, editing clips, doing these things as to where we get this out here. To me, and I know it's to a detriment, that's not what I signed up for when I started doing this. What I signed up for is to be entertaining in front of these microphones, to make people understand and listen to, oh, okay, yeah, I know Spike Lee. I know who he is. I listen to him on this show, maybe not this show, but I listen to him on this show, and he's an entertaining person. I have a very hard time with promoting that because that ain't what I signed. I don't know how to market,
but that
ain't what I do.
That go back to my rap convo. Like, these rappers ain't want to be on TikTok. They ain't signed up for that. And maybe one day that's not your job. But right now, if you ain't got somebody to do it,
I need to do it. But really quick point to what you're saying, that's a reason I feel like we're in hip hop, rappers we don't look at them like we used to look at them, because all of them looking at it like, that ain't much. I'm just here to be this person and not rap, not promote my music. Like, they don't understand, just like I'm saying, I don't understand. Like, I get what it takes to be good at this. I mastered that. I know how to do that. I know how to be good at this. But as far as getting people to listen to it, continuing to come back, doing it every week and they being a fan of yours and jumping on your live streams,
I think
that I haven't mastered yet.
That's so. I think you have to adjust the. Go ahead, Phil. Go ahead, Phil.
Oh, I was gonna say, from all the pods that you do, the reach that you have, being in Atlanta, is there someone in your network that can do that? That can show you an easy way to do that? They can maybe, okay, I'm gonna get a couple going for you, and I'm gonna boom. This all you got to do. Boom, this right here. The same way that Mo tried to show Rich how to put the music in the back. Like I'm sure you got somebody, maybe not on the top of your head, but I'm sure.
Hold on.
Yeah. I'm jabbing. Yes.
No. Not you. Not that. No, I'm sorry, because I just thought about this in real time.
Yeah.
You record your longest running podcast is someone who's a digital graphic designer. Like he has a degree in that, doesn't he? He does social. Don't AB do social media content?
Oh, no, I didn't know it was that direct. That's live and direct, if that's the case.
What do you mean when you say do social media content, though?
Like he posts,
like is he an expert?
I'm not necessarily saying. I'll tell you this: he posts more than us.
He does.
He's built a brand, multiple brands, because of consistent posting. Like that's somebody who's right there. Like, hey, bro, I'm really trying to get this off the ground. What can I do?
Good. You're right. You're right.
My point is this. My point is this, and this is where this is all right. So this is where the conversation gets interesting. All right, this is the conversation gets interesting. This is where we got to be honest with ourselves.
Because I know where you're going with it. Yeah, you have the same mindset. I know where you're about to go with it. So let's hear it.
How much of this is like? How bad do you want to do it? Like, and I know. So all right, let me get back to the point I was making. You said something.
Let me address something that you said before you get to the point that you make. It's not in this. You're right about AB, but there's also, we can be very transparent on Another Week in the Books because it's the only podcast we do like this. There's also a thing to, we both started this together. I don't have to go to you for help. I can figure it out on my own. And I know that's arrogance and ego or whatever it may be, but me and AB not having conversations about, hey, how can I make my content hit like yours is?
But why not? That's why aren't you having those conversations?
That's a really good question.
Is that a friendship? Because I get it. When you have you and AB, myself, Phil, we all can relate to having friends for years, like way before podcasts and these are people that you know. So I get different friendship dynamics, and some things you just don't think about because you've known them before all of this. So it's not something that's at the top of your mind. But there has to be something that's saying, yo, why don't I have Phil or why don't I have AB? If Phil was a chef and I wanted to learn a recipe that he mastered, what I look like not asking him how to make the recipe? Like that sounds dumb. Like that doesn't make sense to anybody I would explain that to.
And I'm a FaceTime you. I'm a record it and send it to you. I'm gonna write it down. I'm gonna do whatever I can as your man's. If you ask,
to make sure that you get that
and
recipe.
not only that, if Phil found out that I asked somebody else for the recipe, he hit me up like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? Like, why you ain't call me? Like, I do this. That's like if somebody said I wanted to start a podcast and I talk to them every day and they didn't reach out to me asking about, what steps do I need to take? Like, I'm right here, bro. Like, what is it? Like, so that's interesting that you said that because it makes me wonder what's stopping the conversation? What's stopping you? Is it ego that just says, hey, I want to figure this out on my own? Versus, hey, man, like, you got the code. Like, let me just tap in and I'll put my own spin on it. And the reason I even asked, go ahead.
I can say mine whenever. Go ahead, Rich.
I think I'm too close to it. So it doesn't resonate to me as it does to other people, to the viewership or the things that are being accomplished with that album, what you said with AB. Like, so I'm never paying attention to, oh, you got this many views, or you did this way and you got a lot of reaction from it. Like, I'm never paying attention to that because to me, it's just, that's Chris. Like, I've known him since I was in the 9th grade. Or whatever it may be. So he and I, maybe to my downfall, have never had those conversations as to, oh, you're doing this. How is this working for you? Like we're too buddy. We talk. What you mean?
That just doesn't make any. If you're in the same space, you share the space. You have a show together. Yeah. Like, I don't understand why you wouldn't ask them how to like it, because it's not about looking at numbers. It's more so about I just need to get started. Like you're thinking way down the line, and I get it. You're thinking like you're thinking finished, polished product. I'm talking starting point. Hey, bro, what did you do to start? Like, what did you do? Give me some tips on how I can. Here's my goal. First off, write down a clear goal on what you have. Let's say I want to post. Let's say you want to post 3 times a week. Like, I don't understand the issue is going to be like, listen, man, I really want to build my brand more this year. I'm going to start off with 3 times a week. You got any pointers or ideas for me? It could be, hey, 3 times ain't enough. Or, hey, focus on 2 times, but you want to do them this way. You never know what you – I'm not telling him to make your reels for you, but it's just you have knowledge and information. I just need to know what you did to get started, and I can pick it up from there. Like, you're not going to go to him every week like, hey, I need a new tip. I need a new tip. You're going to figure it out. You're a smart dude. Like, you know what I mean? And when you put your mind to something, it's there, which is why I started this conversation with questioning, do you even want to do it? I know you say you don't want to, but are you willing to do something that you don't want to do to get to where you want to be? Because earlier you mentioned something as that's not my job. And I understand what you mean, but you have to shift your mindset, in my opinion, to yes, that is your job until it ain't. If you start a business, you the CEO, you the CFO, you the president, you customer service, you everything. Like, that's your job. Like, you work 24/7. If you get a call at 3 a.m. and you the only employee, you taking that phone call. That's just part of it. Like, that's what this needs to be looked at. This brand of Spike Lee, like the business of Spike Lee. Like, you know what I mean? Because one thing I'll say, this goes for both of us, because Phil knows me well. This is why I love having people on that I know, because I can't bullshit. I can't front. Phil would call me out. So I think both of us had the same concept of we do things to make ourselves feel good, right? And it usually comes after a challenge. So let's go back to something Phil said earlier. You mentioned merch last year, right? You mentioned it, and I followed up with you about it. And then you had a link. Order the shirt, wear the shirt, all types of stuff. You had the hat. But now what's after that? Did you do it just to say, oh, Rich called me out on it, so now it's here. Here's the link. But if I go to the link now, ain't nothing there. And that ain't nothing wrong with that. That's cool. But I'm curious as a
it's a hat.
Is there
now.
It's a hat? Oh, yeah, the one with the letter, the colors.
Color, yeah. It's color.
Yeah, okay.
Color.
So, but my question is, and this is just as a consumer, as your brother, everything else, I'm curious to know what the next move for that is. Like, is it just going to be this is a limited drop? Is this something that you plan on having all the time? Is this something you're going to pivot from? Like, it came and it went, and I think it came and it went because your pride couldn't let you get questioned on it. You had to show up and say, I can do this, and now it's gone. I don't know if you ever had a vision for what you wanted to do with it, and if you do, I'm curious to know what it is.
The vision was making people have to find it, and I thought that would be a something that, like, as far as marketing now to kids or whatever it may be, it's like if you know type thing. I don't want to be in people's faces promoting Instagram reels or Facebook reels or paying for Facebook advertisement for you to come buy this product. I want you to buy it because, oh, I know what Spike means. I know if I got this cap on, the step that
Time out, man. Time out. How the fuck they gonna know what Spike mean if you don't post nothing on Spike Lee's page?
I post the fucking caption of the hat. That's what I'm saying. So, but it's not, and you're making perfect sense. But in my mind, as a creator,
you should be wearing it right now. Every episode, different colorway.
You're right. And how I'm looking at it is the people that know they get it, they're going to buy into it. My problem is making the people who I'm trying to sell or get them to understand or get into this space, have them be interested.
They gonna be interested once you start posting more clips of yourself.
Being an arrogant person as I am, being a person who feel like I don't like. I was talking to my homeboy about this the other day when we were so, I don't fuck with him because they ain't the person, like they ain't here. Like, that's taking me to a place in the sense of where I should be more open and accepting to everybody. I've more so led to what you said, Rich. Is like, I mean, if you don't know, you don't know. Like, I don't like. My mom called me about that. She was like, "Oh, I want one." I was like, "Okay." Or like, here's the link. But she was like, "Nigga, you like you, nigga, these are your hats. Why won't you give me one for free?" And she had a perfect, like, she was absolutely right. But my whole thought process and mind behind this is the lure of the brand that I'm presenting is, if you know, you know. I don't ever want a nigga to come up to me and ask me, "Oh, you sell merch or hats or you do podcasts or this or that." They need to know already before they start talking to me.
Okay. I love what you're saying because it makes complete sense. It makes complete sense on what you're doing. However, the execution and the rollout's not there because it can't be if you know, you know, if I don't know anything about you. So I think what would be perfect for you is limited releases. Like, so I love the brands that do the limited releases one time only, right? It's not saying you can't get merch, but if you want this specific piece, I only made 25 of them. And once they gone, they gone. So now there's people out there, it goes to that if you know, you know thing. I got the second edition Spike Lee drop. They don't even got these no more. Like, this is official, it's exclusive. Like, ain't no, me and Phil was just talking about it. I was on the Midnight Organic site, and there's something that he got. I think it's an incense dispenser that's sold out. And ain't nothing worse than seeing that sold out. I'm like, damn, that shit fire. I can't get this. I missed it. It goes back to our era of growing up where not everything's on your phone, not everything's instant. If you missed it, you missed it. If you weren't watching it this night, you missed it. You can't talk about Monday Night Raw. You can't even talk about Monday Night Raw at the school table the next day. If you miss it, you gotta go sit somewhere else.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because that we about to talk about this. Spoilers, my nigga. So I think that you can build something that goes into your exclusivity, as well as the mystique of the brand and the if you know, you know version, but you got to do some legwork so people know who you are first. And that way it becomes even more of a thing. So my
vulnerable response to that would be, I need help with it, because I have a mind, my mindset doesn't think like what you're saying. It goes to the conversation that we had earlier. Like, I agree with you. I totally understand what you're saying, but I can't get my mind to think that way to do that.
To which part you can't? I'm gonna let you go, Phil. But which part you can't get your mind to do?
Go ahead, Phil. The whole thing and what you said in figuring out what attracts to people.
Because you know why you can't do it, and this is my honest opinion, because you haven't started. Like, the only way you're gonna find it out is if you fail multiple times. I just talked about that Vic Mensa thing. Vic Mensa didn't start on social media as that. Like, it's just something that happened to stumble into. Like, there's gonna be an idea that you have, and you're gonna think it's fire. Spike Lee, you're gonna think it's the most fire idea ever. Even this idea you talked to me about, right? The one that you started out, what you're proud of. Guess what? There's gonna be moments throughout that process you're gonna fuck some things up, and it's not gonna go as you planned. But guess what? You're gonna do it again, and you're gonna fine tune those things, and so on and so forth. So you can't find what's gonna work if you don't find out what fails first. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Clip that. But nah, that's some real shit. Go ahead, Phil. What you about to say?
Is there anything that draws you to brands that you like? Anything specific?
Being authentic.
Okay,
that's the main thing that draws me to brands. As far as it can go from music, like if I'm looking at a rapper and I'm hearing how they rap and I'm watching their videos, like, they have to be authentic to me. Like, those Nike.
Stop real quick. What'd you just say? If you doing what? If you looking and you seeing?
Yeah.
The first thing, nigga, they can't see you or look at you, bruh. It's going back to that main point of Spike Lee. Like, you're attracted to those brands and you know they're authentic because you look at them, you see what they're saying, you all of that. They're visible. Like, you have to be visible for that same thing, so people can look at Spike Lee, because people fuck with you. I just read comments about people. I couldn't even make my commute to work without y'all. Like, people fuck with you.
If it wasn't for Rich, I would have no clue about this pod, about any of your pods. You know what I'm saying?
How does that visibility look like if you're in this space, though? That would be my question to y'all. It's not, you're not a rapper, you're not an athlete, you're not some influential figure. However, you do have people who listen to you and be like, "Oh, I love this. I migrate towards this. I can't get to work without this on Fridays." Like, there's a thin line between being Anthony Edwards, the face of the league of the NBA, and being someone who, oh, I'm just trying to get you to listen to my podcast. Mm-hmm. How do you do that authentically?
I think just posting it, just putting it out there.
Giving more information.
I think pieces of yourself first. Like,
people don't Spike Lee.
People don't care about the pod until they care about Spike Lee. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, either you're gonna have either the clips are gonna be so profound that they automatically get drawn in, or it's gonna be like most of people, like you start something and people gonna listen because they fuck with you. Mm-hmm. Like when I started Culture Garden, it wasn't because people were avid movie fans like that, or they love cinemas as much as I did. I fuck with you. Mm-hmm. Like I fuck with you and the things you say. So that's why I'm gonna give this a shot. And then the product does this work of keeping you in there. And guess what? I'm cool if people don't listen because it's for who it's for. I talked about that before. At some point, you transition from wanting to be the biggest into making sure that it finds everybody it's supposed to find. But it starts with just making sure people know who Spike Lee is as a person. Like the things that you like stand on, the things that you love to do. Even if it's just you posting golf and you're recording on Sunday. So every Sunday, you record yourself, just a quick clip of you with a microphone, like at the studio, right? You post some golf clips every now and then. Every now and then you have a little motivational quote. You might post some music, but outside of that, if I didn't know you, if I ain't talked to you weekly, I wouldn't know who you were. I wouldn't know what you was into. I wouldn't know what your brand was. I wouldn't know what Spike. I don't know what kind of food you like. Like I don't know if you like sports and who your team is, bro. I know you're a Cowboys fan, but you wouldn't know that from looking at your page. These are all things people want to know. They can interact with you about, even if they talking shit about the Cowboys or talking shit about X, Y, and Z. Now they feel more connected to you. So now when you do have something, you're not just some figure, you're a person. Because people buy stuff from people they don't even know. Think about what they're doing when you're accessible. Right? Like in a moment of vulnerability, like I'll be real. I had something that tripped me out. And hopefully he doesn't mind me sharing this. It's not something we talked about, but Dejour, I mentioned he made a comment earlier. I follow Dejour on IG. Like on New Year's, I saw him make a New Year's post. Now that's somebody I don't see Dejour post a lot. But he made a post, and I commented on his post, Happy New Year. And he responded like, yo, I can't believe you commented on my post right now. And that tripped me out because I'm a regular-ass dude. Like, Dejour fan. Like, I never met him, but he a book where he found. Like, he supports us. I'm always going to show love. But it made me understand, like, yo, like, when you're accessible like this, when people connect with you, they feel a certain way. I talked to Mo. Mo talked about this. Like, I remember Mo was saying, like, yo, I can't believe I'm texting Spike Lee right now. Like, that's the thing that people connect with, but they only know that because they listen. Think about how many other people could fall into that if they just knew a little bit more about you. Because once they know you, then you'll get the pod, and then it's like, oh, Spike Lee. What's the one thing everybody say? Spike Lee, a cool ass nigga. Like, so why wouldn't I fuck with something he's saying? And you're not dumb. You're not out here just saying dumb shit just to, like you said, go viral. Like, you have the brand right there. It's just about people finding it. And I think that's the biggest motivator for you, knowing, like, how many people have came across you that don't fuck with you? You get what I'm saying? Like, that's not by accident. It's more so about like letting go of that ego and just saying, you know what, I'm gonna be cool, failing, I'm gonna be cool. Like just putting this out there a little bit. And like I said, you're not gonna get to the success without failing first. Like, think about how long we've been doing this. Like, you've been doing it longer than I have. Like, and there's still moments where it's like, damn, like those moments that I feel like that are reassuring, I don't take them for granted because I know a lot of people quit. Seen a lot of people when I started Culture Garden. I've seen a lot of podcasts that was around that are no longer around.
Thanks.
You know what I'm saying? I get it. I understand. I'm not knocking them for that. Sometimes it's just not worth your time anymore. It doesn't serve you. It's not your purpose. But for those who still are around, I think we owe it to the people that tune in and give their time week in, week out to let them in a little bit more and really grow this. You know what I mean? Like, and I think that starts with just us being more intentional about it and not doing to the whole point of Phil's call, which I didn't tell you how much I appreciated you, Phil, for getting on the phone, because I think that's something we should all do more, especially when it's something that could be potentially contentious, which me and Phil don't have that type of relationship. We're very honest and transparent, so I know anything he says is out of love. But just in case you're having a bad day and you think this is coming the wrong way, let me get you on the phone. And now you can hear the genuineness in my voice when I'm telling you, like, I love what y'all doing, but it's time to elevate and grow past the we're still trying to figure this out phase. Like, and I when Phil said it, I told you I agree 100% because it was every third episode about our talent and what we should be doing. And now it's like execution time. And it's all about how we prepare, sitting down, writing down those goals. And I think sometimes, I'm speaking from my perspective, things might get too macro. And I had to condense them. So I try to think about what I want 2026 to look like. And for some people, you got to look, what does January look like? Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? Figure that part out first. Mm-hmm. And then you build that routine. Sort of like a full circle moment. We talked about my gym routine. That gym routine doesn't work if I start thinking down the line. It has to start in January 1st. It has to start day 1. Then it's day 2. Then it's day 3. Then you get in a rhythm. 21 days to build a habit. Now it's part of your life. If we start building this, now it's part of your life. Now these are things like posting the clip is, I have to do that. That's what I do. It's no different than how you record or whatever the case may be. So it's all, I said this was going to be the year where everything grows. It's a make or break year, not in a negative sense, but just in the sense of I have to challenge myself on how serious I take where I want to be. Right. And
what you mean?
Similar to what you mentioned about like your brands and all that stuff, and like you wanting to find like the Spike Lee organically. I understand that, but I have to do work in order to make sure it gets there. You know what I'm saying? So I have to make sure that, like what Phil said, all y'all saying sounds good, but now it's the time to see how serious are you about what you're saying. Because if you're serious, you won't be having these conversations anymore. Your conversation will be, I took this step this week to do this. I started doing this. This is part I did this versus what we need to do. I did this already. Like, be on the lookout for this. Hey, we talked about starting a book club. I reached out to, one of the bookworms. We had a conversation on the side. They're going to start one. It's launching this day. Like, put dates to all this shit and make that shit go. That's why I was proud of you when you said you put a date on that event that you had planned, because that makes it real. And the bigger we think and the bigger we have those ideas, the better it's going to be, man. Like I've always said it. If I wrote that shit down, it's always happened. There's not one goal I've written down that I never accomplished. Has it accomplished always in the timeline that I wanted? Maybe not. But I got that shit knocked out because I'm looking at it. It's not out of sight, out of mind.
It's looming. It's looming right over here. Yeah. And
when I look at this, I look at all of 2025, and I didn't have anything written down. I had a whole lot of hopes and dreams. Same. And now it's like, nah, bro, this is something I'm looking at every single day. Like, you got to get this shit done. Work the problem. Like, work the problem, bro. Like, and not just, don't be busy just for the sake of being busy. Be busy intentionally. Like, when I'm busy now, you better believe I'm knocking out what I need to so I can get back to my regular life. So I can get back to the people I love, to the things I love, and all that stuff. Like, I don't want to have a year like I did last year where I'm missing out on real life shit because I'm doing something that I'm not even getting fruit from this tree because I'm not putting in the work I should to get the fruit. I'm not watering the tree. You get me? I planted the seeds, which is recording every week, but all the stuff that actually waters it, what do they say? The last thing to grow on the tree is fruit. Like, that's it. Like, that's the success. The fruit is the success. But you ain't gonna get no fruit if all I'm doing is press and play and going home. And that's, like I said, it's not just Spike Lee. That's a me thing. I'm too talented. I love you, Spike Lee. You can do what you want to. I'm out of here. Like, I'm gone. Like, you're going to see my brand go to different places. And you can be lucky enough to know me, and I'm going to pull you along with me. And I'm going to say, look at little bro Spike Lee. He with me too. He's a pretty good podcaster. I should check him out. But in all seriousness, though, man, but those are the things that I love, those kind of talks from Phil, because I know Phil's invested in my well-being. He's invested in my talent. Like, that says a lot. I look at you when I see talent, and I want to make sure you're getting to where you need to be. Like, Cincinnati Inquirer just had something about finding content creators. There was no hesitation. His wife's a content creator. I reposted it. It's nothing. Like, that's easy. That's an easy thing that I can do to help somebody do it. And guess what? The reason it's easy for me to do that is because Shaq posts all the fucking time. You get what I'm saying? Like, so even if if I told people this is the best content creator in Cincinnati, and you go to her page and you ain't seen nothing in 3 months, then people gonna start looking at me like, bro, what the fuck?
What are you talking about? Yeah,
that's nepotism, right? You just saying that because you know her. Like, nah, she put in work. I've seen the work from day one, and I think that shit's fascinating and inspiring. So, like, it's an easy call, and it's easy to kind of like be reputable when you have that work behind you. But if Phil was to say, hey man, you need to listen to my nigga Rich and my dog Spike Lou, they got a podcast and they go to another week in the books and they ain't seen no clips since is this shit even active? Like this shit even like what's going on? It's easier just to resonate when you have something right there in a few moments of like, oh yeah, I'm gonna fuck with this and I'm gonna listen. So that's all. That's it. I just think now is the time, and it really has to be more intention and not just we should be this, that, and third.
Agreed.
And I like that you said intention, and just to close my point that I asked about what draws you to brands that you like, Spike Lou, you said authenticity. That's one for me as well, and also it's connection. You know, I look at Rich. He got the Reds hat on. If I got a hat on, it's always Cincinnati. That's what I connect with. You know, I got every single color you can imagine. I got an all purple Cincinnati Reds hat. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's who I connect with. I'm not gonna wear a if I'm looking for a purple hat, I'm not gonna get a Rockies hat because I mean I like Colorado, but I'm a Cincinnati guy. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? And you know the hoodie I got on is from the Contemporary Art Museum in New York of Photography that closed down in 2024. Me and Rich went together with our boy Corey, and it's you know I never sleep because sleep is a cousin of death. It's from the Mass Appeal drop that they did. That's that exclusivity piece. You know what I'm saying? That's that connection piece. You know I got 4 hoodies hanging up right here. One's a Griselda hoodie. One's a Tory Lanez hoodie. One is a Work Progressive hoodie. One's an Ohio State hoodie. Those are all things that I connect with. I've never been a designer, dude. You know, I don't connect with Gucci and YSL, but it's something about them that connected with you. You know what I'm saying? I got some Gucci cologne. I got some YSL cologne, but I'm never going to wear the clothing because, you know, I just don't view clothing in that, you know, light. And for me, there isn't a connection to it. But you know, what makes people wear that? They don't do commercials. They don't do advertisement, but they put that shit on people that are influential. You know what I'm saying? Maybe mom asks you for a hat. Give mom a hat. Couple mom's friends might buy a hat. You know, I used to have a clothing line. I started back in 2012, had it for a decent amount of time, maybe 6 years or so that I ran it. And we gave a lot of stuff away. You gotta have them loss leaders. You know what I'm saying? I had Pac-Man Jones in a Fly by Nature hoodie. I had the, you know, somewhat local celebrities in gear, and we was able to get stuff in the hands of people. And that's all that creating clips are. That's all that, you know, putting your merch out there. I'm not asking you to sell ads or sell ass. I'm just telling you to put what you already doing, put it out there. You know what I'm saying? Because you already doing it. And again, you cheating yourself and you cheating the people of having these conversations, of hearing these conversations, of being inspired by what Spike means. You know what I'm saying? If you know, it's cool, but we want more people to know. You know what I'm saying? We want it to be at the point where everybody want that Spike and they can't get it because it was only 25 that dropped. You know what I'm saying? I got one of the Nas and DJ Premier first drop pre-order vinyls. The blank joint was only 500 of them. You know what I'm saying? To me, that's connection. It's like I can say I'm one of 500 people that got these. If you know, you know. If you ain't see the pre-order link, you ain't see it. That don't make you any less of a Nas or a Preem fan. You know, that's not gimmicky or anything. That's just creating connection. That's creating that community. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want you to take anything away from this conversation that I'm asking you to do something that's not you. You just might have to do something that you don't want to do. And, you know, making the clips, making a post. I'm not a poster type of person either, but, you know, shit, my wife collab me on everything because we together. We do everything together. That's my journal. You know, Rich talked about looking at photos. That's how I know. That's how I look back over my year. You know what I'm saying? And again, as we get older, you know, we're going to forget what we did in January or in February when we get to the end of the year, you know? So making sure that we document that, making sure we put that out there. Not saying you got to overshare because we in the age of oversharing, but, you know, you got to put it out there.
Just give the people something. I respect that. That was good feedback from both of you guys.
So real quick, Spike, we're gonna wrap this up.
Nah, we got another thing to address before we wrap this up, though.
Oh, go ahead.
The question that you called me and asked about, did feel like I want to get into that.
Okay.
Which part?
I don't know what it is, but I'm excited.
The question that I asked you.
Yeah, from the whole reason for this conversation. I want to get into that a little bit.
What question though? What question? I want to make sure that's
about the when you said
you talking about that?
Yeah.
Hold on, you talking about Christmas dinner?
Yeah, we got to get into that.
Nah, we'll talk about that another time. We'll talk about. I'll explain why. I'll explain why.
I thought that's what we was talking about.
No. The whole I'm sorry. This conference, the phone call I was talking about was the phone call about our feedback on the episode, not that. That was a good phone call though. Yeah, that was different. I ain't ready to talk about.
He running, Phil. He ain't ready to talk. He running.
Nah. Because
I told him
I never thought I'd see today.
I tell him I want to hear that talked about on another week in the book. Not that
that is the conversation that needs to be had.
Yeah, we'll have it. But I want to have it like
you're trying to. I don't want to rush. Get up, go to the gym. I get it.
No. Not even that. I get it. Not even that. I want to. It's a layered conversation. And I want to make sure it's not something I'm trying to pack in the last 5 minutes of a podcast. You know what I'm saying?
I really want to hear with Spike because he work in corporate, and that sort of thing. So,
I got some thoughts, Phil.
All right, we
could unpack this. It wouldn't take them about 20 minutes. We're at 1 hour 56 right now. It wouldn't take them about 20 minutes, Rich. But Rich got to go to the gym in the morning.
No, not even that. Not only that. Not even that. I want to make sure because I think once we go over 2 hours, I can't get the reels for it. And one of the things I do want to make sure we have clips and stuff that I don't have to take time to sit through 2 hours and try to pick out what's what. So I want to make sure that's done. I'm not running from that. I'm not running from that. I promise.
That sounds good.
Another week in the books need a Patreon. Another week in the books need a Patreon for them.
Yeah, another week in the books do need a Patreon for that conversation. But
man.
Yeah, man, Spike Lou, I will say I want to leave with for both of us. I know we talked about it. Once again, we're going to get rid of this the same way we got rid of trying. We're going to get rid of talked about. Like we're going to get rid of like we talked about this, and we're going to get into we did this. And one of the things that we're going to do is we're going to really have those weekend checks of just seeing, how are we doing, and what about the stuff you're working on? Like how is that looking? What is it? What can I help you with? Because if you're not good at asking for help, then maybe I need to be better at asking what you do need help with. And maybe that'll help you be better at admitting to what you need help with and going from there. But I think that's a good starting point for both of us. Share what it is that we're trying to get accomplished, even if it's for the week, for the month, and then make sure we just check in on what's going on. Like, hey, have you done this yet? Like, Phil's real good about that. Like, 1,000%. Like, Phil gonna hold me accountable. Go ahead, Phil.
Spike, was you talking about a live show for this? You were talking about a live show for this, right? Or another show?
A live show for something else. Okay. It didn't have anything to do with, but yes, eventually this being a live show too.
Okay,
but I'm using that show. I'm using that to help me understand what I need to do for a live show for this.
Got you.
Yeah.
And y'all talked about helping real quick. I'm gonna help y'all. I'm gonna help make sure that Rich not only comes to see you once this year, but he comes to see you twice this year. Okay, because the Bengals play Atlanta in Atlanta this calendar year in 2026. All right. Yeah. And I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna put it on wax right now. I'm gonna put it on wax. I don't care when the schedule drops, as long as it ain't on one of my children's birthday, which they're in the summer, so that ain't possible. We both coming to Atlanta.
Let's do it. All right.
So
I'm pulling up. We kicking it.
Yeah, man. But
all this shit.
So it ain't gonna be no one and done. Y'all ain't gonna be no one hit wonder. Y'all ain't gonna meet on the 31st. Nah.
And then it'll be over. Nah. We
having a double up.
We keep it going.
We good, man. But hey, Phil, I appreciate you, man. We appreciate you for joining us.
Great appearance.
This is a great appearance. Great conversation. This is just one of many. We'll have you back on very soon because I would like to have that conversation about what we talked about on the phone.
You slick, bro. How you slimed out of that? As far as having a conversation, you slick, man. Like that was supposed to be the whole conversation that we talked about. But we
AWITB 2022 at gmail.com.
Emails, nigga.
Add another week in the books on Instagram. Let's all get better this week. We'll fill y'all in, man.
That,
no doubt, man. Make sure you check us out.
That's gonna go viral. He gonna be a lot of clip that.
That's the thing.
It's gonna be like, man.
Rich, no.
On that, I'm out. We out. Peace, y'all. Let's get better this week. We'll catch y'all next week.
Keep it going for 7 more seconds.
We out.